Hey, what's up YouTube? Goratha here. So today I'm going to talk about the Gladiator Eviscerate build. Been asked a lot of questions about this, whether or not I was going to update it, whether or not it's a good league starter for this league. And yeah, let's just straight into it. So this build is relatively unchanged since 3.25. There's a couple things I want to mention though and update and talk about. So let's get into it. First off, let me say, I think this will be a great league starter. Breach mechanic looks really amazing for Retaliate. Retaliate generally excels at mechanics like Expedition, Breach, like Old Breach. Anything that has a lot of monsters, this build is amazing at. And Breach looks like it'll be a great like mechanic just in general for Retaliate. Lots of monsters, big packs of monsters, getting hit a lot makes Retaliate just way, way better. Certain mechanics is not very good at, like, for example, Sanctum. I wouldn't recommend doing Sanctum on this character. uh, for obvious reasons. I did attempt it when I was playing it, but it didn't go very well. Now, speaking of Sanctum, there's a new unique shield off one of the Ubers, and this would actually allow you to run Sanctum with this character. The new Uber shield is giving Retaliate skills are usable every 4 seconds, which makes it way more consistent. And it's also giving a lot of Retaliate duration, so when you do get hit, you have more time to actually use the Retaliate. And it's also getting a lot of damage too, and it has a pretty decent amount of armor evasion. This should be a really nice quality life shield, and it'll give damage, which is usually not something that you get on normal like attack-based shield. Yeah, it might just be better to use over a normal shield. The main issue I have with the Uber shield is you don't get life on block, you don't get suppression, so defensively it is going to be a downside. But if you just like quality of life, this shield looks like it'll be very, very strong for mapping and just quality of life in general. Maybe for bossing, you swap on the shield so you don't have to get hit. And yeah, it looks really nice to me. And it'll be really good for like Elementalists, Ignite, Eviscerate, and stuff like that as well. Definitely something to look at if you're playing this build. Looks really interesting. Breach Grafts are also being added. These are essentially like enchants on your gear. I think like they showed off weapons specifically. They give different types of skills that do different things, like damaging or like support skills. Not sure yet whether or not any of these will be useful or not. They haven't really showed us everything yet. Surely there's something that's good, but if there's not, I mean, I would be very surprised. Unfortunately, there's not really much to talk about here because we haven't seen everything yet. They're also adding new Ascendancy points called Bloodlines. Unfortunately for this character, yeah, it's looking like probably not gonna be able to make use of any of the Bloodline nodes. All these nodes are pretty useful for this character, unfortunately. The one that I was looking at was Schizophrenic, but at the same time, this character is already super tanky, and the damage is more of a problem than tankiness. This is like one of the tankiest characters I've ever played. It's essentially like almost unkillable while mapping. It says infinity damage on the PRB, which is it's not obviously like immune to damage or anything. But the effective HP pull is so absurd with Lucky Block, and if you have life on block, you essentially have to get one shot, which is, I mean, this character has so many endurance charges, has a lot of armor. Yeah, it's pretty hard to die in this character. I played this character to 100 in the hardcore trade a couple weeks ago, and it was insane. Of course, back then the character was actually bugged and actually 99% chance to block because of it was like triple lucky, I think, or something. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Still though, I'm pretty sure this character is unkillable unless you do something really stupid. So the Bloodline nodes are kind of weird. Didn't really see any that really stood out to me for damage. I mean, the Spectre nodes look really good, but then you have a Spectre, and like that node might make it so you don't get hit as much. Maybe it's worth looking at though. Those nodes are pretty interesting. Um, yeah, maybe we'll see something. Someone can figure something out. If you guys have any ideas in the comments, let me know. But so far, on my initial glance at the new Ascendancies, nothing really stood out for this character. It would mostly be for bossing anyways, though, because I feel like the core Ascendancy nodes are pretty unchangeable. Like the 4 nodes here, like Gratuitous Violence, Measure Retaliate, and Lucky Block. These all feel unchangeable to me, honestly. These are all really, really good for mapping, and I don't really see what you could even drop, to be honest. But yeah. Anyways, there's some interesting ideas there, at least. Maybe we'll see something from somebody. Mercenaries are gone, which is actually a good thing for this build. I mean, obviously, Mercenaries buffed your character a lot, gave you more loot. This specific character might be the only character, like, archetype, that actually benefits from Mercenaries being gone, because you really don't want any minions tanking hits from you, right? Like, you want to be getting hit by everything, so you proc more retaliates. It's funny enough, they added a shield that would have actually made this a little less annoying last league. But yeah, last league, the Retaliate build was a little more annoying because you had Mercenaries taking hits from you, which made your damage way less consistent. So this is actually not a bad thing for this character. They did do a bug fix, which I was using on the character, I believe. Yeah, 20% increased armor for each Retaliate skill you've used in the past 10 seconds. This is applying to every single Retaliate skill, no matter if it's like the same skill or not. They're stacking up to like absurd levels. This is giving me, I want to say when I was playing the character, I went from like 30k armor like in town to like up to like 80k armor while mapping. It was definitely very good, but I don't really think you need it. It's just a nice thing to have. I mean, this just saves you a point now pretty much, I guess. It still might be worth it for like 1 point, but I mean, honestly, it's 20% armor or 40% at best if you're using the crushing fist setup. I would recommend just dropping it. I don't know. It's probably not worth it anymore. This saves the point, I guess. And yeah, it's pretty much everything I want to talk about. There wasn't really too many changes. This is pretty much everything I can think of. If you guys have any questions or comments in the video below, I will post the other video that has a way longer explanation of everything about the build. This video is going over the updates and changes. This POB is completely irrelevant still. The build has been relatively unchanged since 3.25. It goes over everything about the crafting, and Jack the Axe especially is like really good early on. This might be really good with the new breach mechanic, giving different stats to axes or to unique item stuff. Maybe they'll do something to Jack the Axe. It's not confirmed whether or not they'll do it for every single item in the game, but this might get some change, which could be good or bad, potentially. Same with Wrath of Coil. Some of these new uniques might be really good next league, depending on what you roll on them. Like maybe with Slathos Coil can get rid of the less minimum attack damage. That could be interesting, I guess. Just get some random good set. Or like the life when you stun an enemy could be changed. Versathos Coil is really good for this character, but has a couple of useless mods on it. Would be a good target for that as well. Anyways, which other thing I want to talk about. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys have a good league start.